same piercing attacks he did to Magicula. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not like I know because of leaks and spoilers, but you never know like exactly how things are gonna come in. It's just like when you turn the next page, it's just like the next. What's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and we're back at it with a Black Clover chapter 319 live chapter reaction and review. Now, I started to do this a little bit different than the regular reviews just because I wanted to get the official chapters out so that way I can, like, these are the officials. So, what's on here, being able to go off of that and be able to, make my theories and different things like that. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the like, make sure to hit that subscribe with notification bells on so you don't miss a video. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this. All right, so this chapter is called The Great Magic Knights versus King of Devils. All right, so man, so we're already seeing as far as real. He has a Twilight Mahana, and then we have the Salamander Dragon that's like chilling on the top of it, looking so dope. But let's see. So this high gravity, we're Captain Class Magic Knights, and even we couldn't fight without the support of real spell. Oh man, he's a monster. Freaking Jack. Bring it on. Oh man, yo. The freaking Jack and Marileona headed to Lucifero. Boom. Yo, you know what? That was something that I did not take a look at in the leaks and the spoilers and even the fans translations. But Lucifero, it's not that he just stood there and took it. Lucifero is actually like blocking all of those. Like they came at him and he like did some, but you see the movements of his arms with the attacks. And Marileona is just like, he won't burn. I can't cut this guy. What? Dot, dot, dot. And then, yo, Lucifero just like karate chops Jack, and it's just so funny because his head seemed like so stiff, and it's almost like super disrespectful because they're so stiff, and he's just like, get out of here, and he's catching Marileona's arm, and he says, pointless. Yo, he is like, you can see he's doing some freaking damage there, and he launches her. Now, I know someone had mentioned that it looked like her arm was like taken off or something like that, but no, it just looks like it was like burned or just like really badly, I don't know, I wouldn't say mangled, but bruised pretty much. And then we got Nozel coming through with the Mercury magic, saving Marileona and launching some of those same piercing attacks he did to Magicula. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not like I know because of leaks and spoilers, but you never know like exactly how things are gonna come in. It's just like when you turn the next page, it's just like the next battle, straight up. And then, so this is what wasn't on the leaks and spoilers that I had saw, which I knew that he was about to get launched, but yo. The disrespect that Lucifero's arm, he just like grabbed it, he's like, get the fuck out of here, man. And then you see Salamander coming through, launching this explosive attack, and then Lucifero, just as the flames are melted off his body, basically, he's just all like, pointless. And then he goes for a punch, and then Lucifero, you like his freaking, he grabs the inside of Salamander, and then he hits Bergoglion with his old spirit. Yo, the level of disrespect and Black Force energy that Lucifero is displaying is not even fair. He took his spirit Salamander by the freaking mouth and spun it around and threw it at her. Oh my goodness, the disrespect. All right, here comes Dorothy. Welcome to the world of dreams. He just pointless. Now, this is interesting. I didn't see as far as the clock before. The clock, I don't know if there's going to be significance of this, but the clock has been pretty, in time has been pretty relevant, throughout this. So maybe that may be something, but it may not. Then we get Seke. They're captains and they can't even touch him. What the heck? What kind of power is that? Even I could tell this guy, there's no way we can beat him. Yo, and he just has freaking Charlotte's ropes in his hands. And then you see the Odin magic from Real starting to kind of like fade away. And yo, he doesn't, in this panel, he doesn't even have his eyes open. It's just straight up blackness in his face. The mere idea of lowly humans challenging me to battle disgusts me. You should be despairing and frustrating yourselves. Golly. Oh man, here comes Marileona again, and then he blasts her back, and then she's like, sorry, but no can do. And this time she kind of like stops herself. She's like sliding, but then she kind of like catches herself. And then you start seeing a couple of panels of a couple other captains. And then this dope panel, we've been granted the title of strongest. And you got Real with his paintbrush shut. You got Nozel. Now they're all bloody. You got Nozel, his freaking Mercury magic, bleeding like, yo, the disrespect was not even fair. Dorothy, she's sitting up there watching to him. Marileona's just all like, yo, you don't even, I'm ready for this. Jack's just all like, he wants that smoke. Fergolion's looking like you gotta redeem yourself, and then Charlotte's just, she's ready. Charlotte's down. I like Charlotte. And then Lucifero is just all like, you all disgust me. Like, what are you even saying right now? And then, oh man, Asta comes through like you could ever understand how awesome great magic knights are. And he's about to hit him to be continued. Oh, okay. All right. So let's talk about the chapter, and then we're gonna get into some theories and some thoughts here. Now, of course, we got to talk about the highly disrespect that Lucifero did. Now, there's several key points. I don't think none of this stuff is for no reason. Now, the number one thing that we have to take into consideration is that the magic itself is not affecting him. Like, it's not even a factor of like, yes, he's physically like strong, but magic itself is not affecting him. The only thing we've seen and that he's aware of that affects him is Asta's swords. Marileona took down an ancient demon, and she gets stronger as, the fight goes on. Like, they couldn't even touch him, So that's one thing that I want to, take into consideration. Now, another thing that I want to take into consideration is the level of disrespect. I'll try to think of who got it the worst. Jack, that was super disrespectful. Mereoleona, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like disrespectful. It was like, of course, like when I say disrespectful, I'm saying like yes, Mereoleona being this super powerful person, everything like that. Hers didn't compare to the disrespect that Jack, that Nozel, it's a mix between Nozel and Prerolls, because Nozel literally got his face palmed and launched across the thing. But Prerolls, he got his own dragon smacked up. Like, he got smacked up by his own dragon. Okay. Another thing, so those are the two things. One, magic just is not working on Lucifero. Two, the disrespect of Jack, Prerolls, and Nozel. As far as the top three disrespectful moments of this joint. Now, the other thing is second. It's very, very interesting that, they went to his perspective. So that's 3. 4 is going to be the time that's there, the clock. That to me, I thought that stood out to me. The other thing that actually stood out to me, other than that, of course, is how is Lucifero gonna just block this? Is he just gonna disappear and then come up behind Asta and hit him with another blow? This is where we're gonna go into theory territory. Okay, so all in all, chapter 319, Certified Fire. Black Air Force energy all raining all over that joint. Sprinkle of Black Air Force on the screen. But all right, so now this isn't going to be an in-depth one. This is just going to be a couple of little things to sprinkle upon, and maybe y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments, and then I'll be able to elaborate on it a little bit more. So what I think, a couple of possibilities that I'm thinking is going to happen, and some people mentioned it but not exactly, and I was actually kind of like, should I really say it or whatever. All right, so the first one is of Asta and against Lucifero match. We've seen it as far as with Zagreb, we've seen it as far as, in several occasions, but we haven't seen it in a minute. We have not seen it in a minute. So even though I don't think that they would win, they're gonna need help and everything like that. But just to see both Asta and team up, will be super, super dope. And even Noel as well. But Asta and I feel like they need their moment before we go to any other arc or anything like that. I feel like this would be a perfect time for that to happen. And the reason why I feel like that's gonna happen is because, for one, Asta, Yuno's OP badge 2 grimoires right now. I wonder if can transport someone within his, as far as conjunction. That would be super, super dope. And if he can, bring in Mimosa, of course. But if he can't, him just being there and either blocking as far as an attack from Lucifero or getting Asta out the way, which there's a couple of ways that could go down. He can move so quick that he actually gets there and then boom, or it can even be a possibility, a combination between bringing like Langris as well. Another thing that I feel like, so that's one of the things there. I think that there's going to be an Asta and versus Lucifero match. And you can include Noel in there as well. Now, this next thing that I'm thinking, I don't know if it will be later on or if it'll even happen at all, but listen to this. Okay, so because Saint Stage is able to affect as far as devils, different things like that, which is why you got as far as Noel being there as well, plus Asta's anti-magic swords. That's what we know can affect them, the devils, different things like that. So, with everything light and dark and duality and everything like that, there was one thing in particular, way back in the freaking reincarnation arc, when Yami had hit the word magic devil, he said, dark magic can interfere. Now, let's look up the stipulations that we got as far as how can you obtain saint form. Now, fighting so long on the verge of death. Now, two people come to mind as far as that I feel would be dope. What if we got a dark saint stage from Yami? Yami comes out, and I don't know if it was a combination of maybe like William had something, or mostly like, I know people are on the ground right now, but there might have been some way, we don't know yet. But if Yami was able to get up and him get in a dark saint stage and him being able to, attack Lucifero, that would be crazy. Now, the other one, of course, is Prerolls. Prerolls is like, I feel like it's saving as far as the saint stage for this moment, because of course we've seen get his saint stage as far as in the process of getting his ass kicked, but on the verge of death, boom, got the saint stage. Noel, pretty much the same thing. So why not with Prerolls, for him to be able to get it during this fight? That would be super, super dope. And it would honestly make sense, Now, the last thing that I would say in regards to this, I was looking back on someone's video, and they was talking about the top 5 people who could potentially defeat Lucifero, and they showed as far as the third layer, it might be the second gate, devil. And the way that it went through, I was just saw like, in a combination of things, I was just saw like, what if the second layer devil was Asta's father? I don't know, that just sat with me. But anyways, guys, this is the BlackClover reaction review of chapter 319. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think of those 3 theories that I dropped. And make sure to hit the like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a video. Other than that, it's Mr. Composition. Peace.
Ready for the return of all. When you rise, being ready for the return to fall. Maybe I should be asleep, but these full moon vibes got me in the deep. Emotional roller coaster strapped in my seat, ready for a trip to find what I seek. Passing my office, translating thoughts into deep science. Got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the solo, it's a boss. At the heart of my winter,